It's fun watching a mysterious show for several seasons, but these thriller miniseries prove that a short runtime can still pack an emotional punch. Some miniseries are even more well-crafted than a TV show with a handful of seasons, from the epic war drama Band of Brothers to the gripping chess tale in The Queen's Gambit. When a miniseries tells a story of a murder or a disappearance, it's even more important that you feel you've had a satisfying experience by the time you watch the final moments. These shows have excellent character development and give you all the answers you need while bringing up engaging questions about right, wrong, life, and death. Mayor of Easttown, 2021. Kate Winslet as Mayor Sheehan in Mayor of Easttown. Kate Winslet stars in this miniseries as Mayor Sheehan, the quintessential small-town detective who has seen it all and is more than a little jaded. When Erin McMenamin, Kelly Speeney, a local teenage mother, is murdered, Mayor becomes consumed with investigating the case. In just 7 episodes, Mayor of Easttown explains who killed Erin, and delves into the lives of several other characters. The miniseries packs a lot in, and while you would be glad to keep watching Winslet's amazing performance, you're okay when you reach the end. The show is an intense ride that blends every exhaustive detail about the case with facts about Mayor's background, and by the finale, you know her well. Defending Jacob, 2020. Chris Evans, Jaden Martell, and Michelle Dockery in Defending Jacob. Although it could have become an anthology series where every season focuses on a different legal case, that wouldn't have been the best move for this smart miniseries. Adapted from William Landeris' book Defending Jacob, which was published in 2012, these 8 episodes dive into a nightmare of a question: what would a couple do if they learned their child might have killed someone? While many thrillers have complicated trials and sprinkle clues throughout, this show shares some big surprises by the end, which makes it fresh. The final episode is so emotional and raw that it's tough to imagine watching this family's struggles for even 2 seasons. It's also exciting to watch Chris Evans, famous for portraying Captain America, take on a more somber role. Hostage, 2025. Abigail Dalton in Hostage. The riveting Netflix miniseries about politics and power has only 5 episodes, and you're invested in every single moment. It's a crash course in how much drama, action, and intrigue can be packed into such a short period of time. While a show about a conference with world leaders might sound a bit dull, Hostage twists that idea around by adding blackmail and abduction. Julie Delpy also gives a stellar performance as the President of France, Vivienne Toussaint. Some political or legal thrillers with more than one season become frustrating and cluttered, as there are too many subplots and minor characters to follow. That's not the case here, and the story is told in a quick, clever way. The Undoing, 2020. Grace, Nicole Kidman, and Jonathan, Hugh Grant, in The Undoing. From the first episode to the final one, The Undoing gives you exactly what you want. You find out if Grace Fraser's, Nicole Kidman, husband Jonathan, Hugh Grant, committed murder, you see Grace grapple with her changing marriage, and you aren't left with any burning queries. 6 episodes might not seem like enough to tell a story where the characters have depth, but The Undoing proves that it can definitely be done. Grace's emotional arc is impressive, especially since the show isn't very long. Another show might follow Grace for another season or 2 as she starts a new life, but that feels unnecessary because the story reaches a natural end. It's more compelling to wonder about what happens to Grace next and how she can possibly move forward when she has to question whether she knows her partner. Under the Bridge, 2024. Rena stands in Seven Oaks in Under the Bridge. Adapted from Rebecca Godfrey's non-fiction book about the disturbing murder of Canadian teenager Rena Vec, the Hulu miniseries features excellent performances from Riley Keough as Godfrey, Vritika Gupta as Rena, and Lily Gladstone in the role of police officer Cam Bentland. The grim tone of the series reflects the real-world implications of the case. Rena was only 14 years old when she tried to befriend the so-called popular teens in her BC town and was killed. You see Rena's home life, learn about her desire to break away from her family, and are exposed to the destructive nature of her peers like Josephine Bell, Chloe Guidry. You also understand Rena's family's perspective and the pain they felt, which is crucial. In just 8 episodes, the dark facts of the case are laid out, although Under the Bridge alters some things. You also see Rebecca's quest to understand what happened and write an important book about it. It's a compelling and upsetting look at bullying and violence, and makes a big impression. It wouldn't have made sense to stretch the story out over 2 seasons. The Outsider, 2020. Ben Mendelsohn and Cynthia Erivo in The Outsider. Some thriller series have messy middle seasons and irritating red herrings. The HBO adaptation of Stephen King's 2018 book The Outsider skips all those problems by delivering 10 perfect episodes. Jason Bateman, whose starring role on crime drama Ozark proved he could master serious parts as well as comedic ones, is riveting because you see him play a potential villain. His portrayal of Coach Terry Maitland, who has been accused of murdering a child, is intriguing and complicated. You're not sure what to think about him, which is the point. Cynthia Erivo is also incredible as Detective Holly Gibney, a character who shows up in many of King's scary stories. While a lesser series would last for a few seasons before finally giving viewers answers, The Outsider completes the story and adds a fun and surprising element, too. Another season would likely make the plot too messy. Unbelievable, 2019. Caitlin Dever in Unbelievable looking sad. Perhaps one of the toughest miniseries to sit down and watch, along with the thought-provoking 4-episode Adolescence, Unbelievable tells the dark true story of a woman telling the police that she was sexually assaulted. Playing Marie Adler, Caitlin Dever carries the show, which has 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and humanizes the terrible experience that so many have had. The miniseries examines how Marie copes with her trauma and also showcases the unfairness of the justice system by focusing on detectives Karen Duvall, Merritt Weaver, and Grace Rasmussen, Toni Collette. All the unfortunate real-life implications of an assault case are shown, from judgment and questions about whether Marie is lying to the detectives learning about more women who were affected. Since the subject matter is bleak but important, it works as one solid 8-episode series. The Night of, 2016. Riz Ahmed as Naz in The Night of. The most impressive thrillers about a character arrested for a crime showcase how there are often no simple answers, and life doesn't get wrapped up with a bow. That's what makes the ending of The Night of so effective and powerful. When Naz Khan, Riz Ahmed, is under arrest for a murder, you of course want to know if he's guilty or innocent. The next few episodes show the trial while allowing you to see how much Naz struggles with this unimaginable situation.